فرجانا المغيبة شلام علوخون شمي إلى آلن تاخش ورابا بغداين قد إيفن أموخون أدليلة خرزة ديان أدليلة بيتايلا كسلوخون من امديتة سكوكي جو إلينوي من AMB studio جو متفا Assyrian National Council of Illinois اخنا بايخ مضيخ قاتوخون بدخا خرزة قد بيتايلة جو شيكاغو يرخد أسرة يومت خدسر شمدا خرزة إلى Mesopotamian night و بخشاون اختون خزيتون خرزة خينة segments خينة قد اخنان ميخ قاتوخون بدا Mesopotamian night هل عادية اخنان بوجزودة من 400 تيكتس زبنخ بس تريرخ بياشنا قدا برنامج و بغزايخ قد رابا excitement بغزايخ رابا momentum اخنان قنيخ قدادانا و رابا ناشتينا و خيرانينا سنيدنا alda خرزة ناشي يعني individuals companies و شمان دني ناشي اخنان بتقارخلون قاتوخون برقت دا segment و بينانت منتا ايبخ من دني ناشي اني قنيت قد بتأتيا قاتن من دا خرزة بتعاود فيخا قا ترمندياني خمنا إلى Save the Language Project at Assyrian Aid Society و حيرتت ناشن جو أطرافات العراق وسوريا قد بيشنا زليمة و سلواتان إنا من أدليلة وهمشة أدليلة أخنان إتلان تريجانات تريها دامت دا خرزة شمت Mesopotamian night إتلان رين هنا و ساني خوشابة دخمرنا it's interesting سبب جو شيكاغو أخنان جو خادانا كم سخاويلان شمشة كم سخاويلان مطرة دون تيب اللخة rain و sunny ساني أخونا أنا بين شارن منوخ أوكي لقارنوخ ساني
sure yeah قريس
all right sounds good بين ياتن آتن رول ديوخ جدا خرزة موديل سبب رابا ناشة بلاخنال دا خرزة آتن رول ديوخ موديل
شلام أنا أخذ برجال مغبة أنا رول دي إلى ambassador قد دايا event جاروبن هايرن قد create awareness قد مضيخ ناشة بس أي event Meso night Mesopotamian night
okay إتا أرخات appreciaten قد ambassadors وكل ناشط قد هيورنا قد خرزة ممطوينا خبرة قناشة همزم خدشة بداية يعني مد أرخات أختون ممطويتون خبرة الناشة
أخنا جاروبخ مضوية ناشة بازداية بالويب سايت mesonight.org ماسي أزي تامازوني تكيتا وادخ segments هدخل تي في قد مضيخ ناشة باست ايفنت بالراديو also برخشخ ديكنانة يعني مضويخ قناشة باست ايفنت متويخ posters برخشخ مخايا ترى مضويخ قناشة مخ يمورو خوريات وخون خورونو friends ديوخون باست دايا ايفنت
Okay, Rabba Spy. Rain, I want to change course, sure. Speak English with you. Everyone has a different reason for joining different organizations, different events. Sure. And so I want to hear you talk a little bit about your own feelings and why you decided to join Meso Night or Mesopotamian Night.
Sure. So when I first heard about Mesopotamian Night, I was very inspired by the goal. I am very inspired by our culture. You know, I share with a lot of people like Sunny a very profound appreciation, you know, for the Assyrian heritage, for our history. So I was very excited to be involved in something that really wanted to you know, take the opportunity to celebrate our history and our culture and also share it with others. So it's been great.
Okay, wonderful. Sonny, احنا خا رابا يارخ دا خا رابا rich history اتلن بين شمن تخمنياتو قاموا ان انقيتلا قد ناشئاتي و شركي قدا خرزة
هو أخمارت اتلن رابا rich history الشوائل بيشنة اتلن يعني beautiful ancient history أو هدية اتلن أي modern history أي هدية يعني هدية بخير جو أمريكا اتلن خنواتا جو إيراق إن لخا بايخ أودخ continue أي history ديان بايخ أودخ new history بايخ قد مضيخ قناشة بس ماني آتوراينا
Okay. إتا إدانت مارد new history بين متخرن قا برجانا مغبة قد بتعبيلا بريش artists و بريش art forms بخشام بتعبيلا opera بتعبيلا ballet بتعبيلا 25 piece orchestra فيتلا جو خيوتوخ قد ناشي بقرنا منوخ عتن make it ethnicity ديوخ موديلا وميرت قاته ولينا ديه عتن مو جواب مو فيتلا قاته
يا رابع ناشي بقرير يعني ميكون يعني بيطي يعني ميكا يمي بابي ويعني إما أمرنو آتورا يعني رابع من ليطي يعني بقريلي ها من يعني سوريوت أمرنو خرطة قارت ملبنو باسد history ديان قارت ملبنو ميكا عاتخ ميكا اختية وأخنا مخويدة قدايا الدنيا يعني أخمران إتلان شوائل بيشن history يعني رابع خويدة قدايا أي الدنيا ويدخ introduce mathematics astronomy مارخوا يعني ويدخ introduce first irrigation system
yeah إتا مارت و قد آها خرزة إلى خا برست قديا قد ميخ old history rich history ديان و مجبرخلا ب current state of affairs يعني خامخا union فايلا بلدانيتري وأنا سجورن منه 100% داخل أمري Rain, we are talking about the union or the unification, if you will, of the past and the current state of affairs. I want to hear your thoughts. Why do you think it's important for us to participate in events such as Mesopotamian Night?
Sure. Sort of to go off of what Sonny was saying, it's important to take the opportunity to really own our identity and to again celebrate, you know, the magnificent history that we have, the culture that we have. We've made so many contributions, and it's great to, you know, celebrate them within our own community, but also to share them with everyone else. So I think that Mesopotamian Night is going to be a great way to do that. You can learn more about everything that's going to be there, all of the performances on mesonight.org. So please visit the website to get a little bit more information.
Okay, you mentioned Mesonight, that's mesonight.org.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in terms of this being an opportunity for us to showcase
yes.
our culture, our heritage with the world, really, you touched on a very important point. This isn't just for Assyrians, is it?
Of course not. It's for the larger community. Yeah. So we hope to share that and inspire the same appreciation that we have for our culture to others even outside of the Assyrian community.
ويعطت شيكاغو إلى mixture of communities. لا تناشر من كل country الدنيا. وأخنا أطورا يعني بايخ ملبخلو. أخنا مانيوخ بايخ آتي خزيلو أي شامي opera ديان خزي يعني play. خزي 25-piece orchestra. So يعني event رابع سودان تبوي.
But it'll be those, you know, those types of performances in our own way and showcasing, you know, what makes us so special, so unique, and really showing that distinction between our heritage and you know the others that they might be more familiar with.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like taking contemporary art.
Right.
And putting our own twist to it.
Exactly.
Hence the ballet, hence the opera, hence the 25-piece orchestra. You know, the bottom line is that, and this is, I want to get your thoughts on this, Rain. The bottom line is that a lot of people might be wondering, you know, when they turn on the television, when they turn on the radio, they hear about the plight of the Christians of Iraq, of Syria, and might be thinking to themselves, how can I bring myself to sing, to clap, to rejoice? And I want to hear your thoughts. What is your message to these individuals?
You know, those are valid questions. I think that we all might ask ourselves that when we really are doing anything these days. Of course, what's going on in Iraq and Syria right now is beyond disheartening. Like you said earlier, they're always in our prayers, and we are doing all that we can here in the Chicago community, you know, to support the communities back home. That being said, I do think it is important to consider what these people are suffering for. And one of the reasons that they are being persecuted is because of their ethnicity, because of the heritage that they, you know what I mean, that they own, and that they are unwilling to denounce. So I think it's important to take that into consideration, and the best way to honor that, and the best way to you know, really stand with these people is to ensure that we preserve what they are trying to destroy. And so it's, of course, it's heartbreaking to see all of our artifacts being destroyed, our relics. But I mean, there's nothing that we can do to stop that. The only way that we can really combat it, if even in a small way, is to ensure that here, you know, we are honoring our past, we are celebrating our art, and sharing it with others. So I do think it's important. And then another great point, I know you touched on this earlier, but the proceeds from the event are going to be donated to, you know, the Assyrian Aid Society's Save the Language Project, and also will provide humanitarian aid to the refugees. So
that's amazing. And you know, as you were talking, I recalled the few days after 9/11. And obviously one of the most horrific things that this nation has ever endured. And one of the questions that was really on the minds of many, there was the unspoken question, was, when is it okay to laugh again?
Right.
When is it okay to go to the movie theater? And I feel that this is, I mean, to your point, this is a similar, obviously markedly different, but similar in many ways. That it is important, as you said, for us to know that no bombs, no destruction of relics will wipe the smiles off of these faces of our people. So I think you put it very nicely, and I appreciate that. Khuna Sani, in nasze bayi zoni tickets, qada khurza. تاني لن خدش بدا process يعني إيكا أزي من ماي هم زمي.
Okay, so تنتري أرخاته خا ماسي أزي mesonite.org أي ويب سايت ديان ماسي زوني tickets تاما tickets شاري $50 هل $3. Also ماسي أزي زوني تيكيتا Gubox office North Shore Cultural Center إلى سكوكي وغولف. كانت ازي قم مشتوته قد ماسي زوني تكيتا إنا يعني جلدة نزعبونا ماسيتون ازيتون جلدة زوني تكيتا إنا إذا من $50 $3.
اوكي بخشاون آتن دخمارنا refer بعد Assyrian Standard Time اخنا چه دخناش تانخ تيمون ساتت شوا كاتي ساتت أسرة خدسر بيراشة. So to Sunny's point, زحمد لايا تيمون زونون تكيت فيمون أمان وبش جلدة بوسباي. The sooner the better.
Yeah. ومرنو خايا مشتوتة بشارية شات 5 وبلجة بهاويلن كاكتيل hour خارطة بارديجا concert بشارية شات صات شوا.
Wonderful. هلا دي بوجودة من 400 tickets بيش نازوينة دوز.
Yeah, we're about 2 months away, so it's important to get your tickets now. Again, visit mesonite.org to get your tickets, or you can stop at the box office at the North Shore Center for the Performing Arts in Skokie. So the tickets are going quickly, and we're looking forward to seeing a lot of people come out and join us in celebrating the beauty that is our culture.
Fantastic.
أخمان خويني رابا ما بشمنت لمويدا واي جو إيراخ إن دزوتا أخنا قارد ديشانا لا تلقخله قارد هاويلا إيفنت هاتخا يعني خالد أعلى يعني بهاويلا أن إيفنت يعني خينا فيلمة ودي يعني ودخل كونتينيو أي tradition دي أي culture دي آخر يعني رابا تيقنا شو رابا history إتلن.
I think that's important, in light of what's going on overseas. I think now more than ever, it's important to own our identity and to make an effort to ensure that everything is preserved, because really we're at a key point in our history, our 7,000-year-old history, to really stand for our history and make sure that it's not lost. So this could be a turning point, and if we don't make the efforts now to salvage what we have and to ensure that it is passed on, I think it could be very unfortunate for the 7,000 years that we've kept it alive. So.
Of course. And obviously this program would not have been able to come to fruition had it not been for the generous donations of many individuals and many companies. And I would very much appreciate it if you take turns and recognize those individuals in turn.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, حكمة ويدنا sponsor Dr. Armar D. Abu, Shamiran Abraham, Charles Manar Albazi, Dr. for Mission Alexander, Madeleine Andreas Albazi, Assyrian Universal Alliance Foundation, Bahra, Clint Dawid, Unifin Inc., Dr. Dennis Giliana, Rule S. Georges at the Assyrian Pharmacy, Jack Green, PhD, Oriental Institute, University of Chicago, Freyan Shulman, Polis Haziko, Dr. Edison Ishaya, Tony S. Kaligarakis, our law firm Tony Kaligarakis, Dan Margaret Khoury, John Khoury, accounting, Corey Accounting, Dr. Zaya Ishak Leshan, Dr. Ashil A. Hanna, Andrew Lazar, Edward Jones, Tony S. Lazar, American Family Insurance, Debbie Mabis, Dr. John Michael.
Okay, you'll have to forgive me if I butcher anyone's names. It's not intentional.
Sure.
But I do want to recognize these donors: Dr. Ronald Michael, Shmoni and Mirza Samano, Dr. Mark Murtichan from Family Care Dental, Dr. Edward B. Paulisian and Florence Paulisian, Dr. Peter and Mrs. Atur Sargon, Milad Shair from Milos Palace, Tom Shamoun from Unifin Inc., S&C Electric, Mary L. Suleiman, Dr. Norman Sulkhan, Somer Food Market, Dr. Gilstein from the Oriental Institute at the University of Chicago, Dr. Benjamin Teimurazi of Guardian Headache and Pain Management Institute, Mr. Alén Takhsh, Adel Tamimi of PETA Inn, Nick Theodosis from Dengios, Dr. Nanajan Yakub from Neighborhood Family Healthcare, Dorothy and Lena Yelda, Sargon Yosep from Base Dental Laboratory, and lastly, Dr. George Yousefi. So thank you. We do want to extend a thank you to all of the donors.
Indeed, we thank the donors, the individuals, and the companies. I personally thank you also for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be with us tonight.
Well, thank you for having us and
absolutely.
giving us the opportunity to share.
And more importantly, thank you for the time that you dedicate to Mesopotamian Night and bringing it to fruition. We are now going to turn our attention to a note that will be forthcoming following this segment. I would like to ask the esteemed viewers to stay tuned. There will be a special interview conducted by Muqra Sargon Shabazz, who will be interviewing the Assyrian marathon runner by the name of William Odishu. Muqra Odishu participated in the 37th annual San Francisco Marathon on July 27th of this year. The Assyrian Aid Society of America Sports Project sponsored Muqra Odishu at this prestigious and internationally recognized event, and will do so again at the upcoming marathon in Sydney, Australia. Now, a few closing remarks, if you will. I would like to stress a few key points for point of reference. The event is on October 11th of this year. The cocktail hour will take place at 5:30 sharp, not Assyrian Standard Time. You've been warned. The show itself will happen at 7 o'clock. The tickets are going fast. It's not an exaggeration, it's simple fact. And so we would love to have your company with us on that day. And I will leave you with these final remarks, if I may. The late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Once said, "There comes a time when the cup of endurance runs over, and men are no longer willing to be plunged into the abyss of despair." Why did he say that? Because he was asked by many leaders in this country, why now? Why are you seeking rights now? And his response was, again, the cup of endurance has runneth over, and men, women, and children are no longer willing to be plunged into that despair. And so I say that to you because the Assyrian cup has runneth over indeed, many times in the past, but it is overflowing now more than ever. And the question becomes, why now should we go to events that celebrate our history? You see, our history is under fire. Our history is in jeopardy. People, those who do not know us through no fault of anyone but our own. It is imperative, therefore, that we go to events that celebrate our history. They do show people that their contributions that we have made to civilization are some of the very, very same enjoyments that permeate their lives today. And so I ask you, on behalf of Mesopotamian Night, to take that step forward, to join us on the 11th of October in Chicago and proclaim loudly that the civilization of the Assyrian nation is very much alive, and it shall be alive forevermore. I bid you a good night on behalf of all of us here. Ram Shochem Shena.
נשרת חומש מלכת כותרת תוכלון גול פנוך פרחין לתיירת תוכלון גול פנוך פרחין לתיירת من أور من
كلني وقت خبابا دايم ما أكون وكلالا لبرشيلني طاطر لازم شمت متواتر كلني وقت خبابا ودايم ما أكون واتر مجهود مارا أنا دميلي ترايا
بتنهر بزمارة إلا الرهن الشيخاني